Welcome to Florida Southern College on this auspicious occasion as we formally launch the 2020-2021 academic year and the 137th year of educating students to make a positive and consequential impact on the world. I invite the Reverend Timothy Wright, Florida Southern College chaplain, to deliver our invocation.
Will you join me in prayer? Almighty God, as the college begins a new year in these unprecedented times, we welcome these new students into the Florida Southern family with a sense of excitement and anticipation. We come before you now to seek your blessings on all that we do. Give us active and engaged minds so that we might seek new solutions to old problems. Give us courageous spirits and a sense of adventure that we might face the future unafraid. Give us warm hearts that we might create a community of care and nurture as each of us strives to create a legacy of excellence and success. All of this we ask trusting in your guidance and your amazing grace. Amen.
It is my privilege to welcome all of you into the Florida Southern College community. Parents, the faculty and I understand the importance of this day in your lives, and I assure you that your sons and daughters are entering an environment where they will be individually valued learners. They will study with an extraordinary faculty of renowned teacher scholars who are committed to our students' success. Our students are challenged during the time that they seek their degrees, but if they work hard, in 4 years or less if they are transferring, they will not only bear your family name, but also they will have the distinction throughout their lifetimes of carrying the prestigious Florida Southern College name as alumni. We share your dreams for them and are committed to preparing them to achieve their goals. Now I want to extend a very special welcome to the members of the class of 2024. Your class is one of the most talented in Florida Southern College history. It includes 16 valedictorians and salutatorians and numerous students with perfect scores on sections of the SAT and ACT. In fact, you probably want to find out who they are for your small study group. Along with excelling academically, the incoming class has demonstrated extraordinary leadership ability, including members who have earned the rank of Eagle Scout, as well as recipients of the Girl Scout Gold Award. You are also exceptionally talented in sports, with a world champion wakeboarder and nationally ranked Paralympian in table tennis. Your interests are also diverse. Members of the class have conducted crocodile research in Belize, and another served as a research and rescue diver. One classmate studied music in France and has even performed at Carnegie Hall. We look at your accomplishments and we are excited to imagine the ways in which you will grow with us and contribute your unique talents and experiences to our community. Within your class are future captains of industry, entrepreneurs, physicians and nurses who will heal us, attorneys who will solve many problems, ministers who will tend our souls, politicians who will make progress toward a more peaceful world and nation, educators who will teach us and our children, leaders in many professions, and volunteers who will enrich the quality of communities around the world. May God bless each of you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Arden Mitchell, Director of Admissions.
I am so glad to have this opportunity to welcome the newest members of the Florida Southern College community. Choosing the right college is a journey that for many of you began more than a year ago. I know that I speak for the admissions staff and the entire Florida Southern College community when I say that we are truly honored you have elected to call this campus your college home. The famed American architect and designer of the Florida Southern College campus, Frank Lloyd Wright, once said, "I know the price of success, dedication, hard work, and unremitting devotion to the things that you want to see happen. As you embark on this next great journey in your life, I challenge you to heed Wright's advice and work relentlessly towards your goals. On behalf of the admissions staff, once again, I welcome you. It has been our pleasure to work with you during this exciting time in your lives. I now have the distinct pleasure of officially handing you over to the faculty and staff of the Florida Southern College community. Congratulations.
Good afternoon to you, the outstanding class of 2024. I'm delighted to welcome you and your families to the Florida Southern community. I will echo President Kerr in saying how much I look forward to seeing the ways that each of you will enrich our community of learners. On this occasion, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing the faculty of Florida Southern College, who have all joined us for this virtual convocation. In introducing them, I'd like to pick up the metaphor that Ms. Mitchell just used. The journey that you begin is indeed a great one. As you embark on this important journey, the group of teacher scholars who make up our faculty will be expert guides along the way. They are a truly distinguished group, and they are well equipped and trained to help you navigate your path to success. They have honed their minds and their crafts at the greatest universities and colleges in the world, places like Duke, Emory, Yale, Brown, Dartmouth, Harvard, and Penn, and of course, Florida Southern College. Collectively, they have written dozens of books and thousands of articles. They have exhibited and performed in venues across the country and around the globe. They are sought-after consultants in areas of business, education, healthcare, law, agriculture, and many other fields. They are, in short, accomplished scholars and practitioners in the fields that each of you want to pursue. Their scholarly and professional accomplishments are impressive, and they are an important reason why your professors will be such exceptional guides on your journey. However, as impressive as these accomplishments are, their dedication as teachers is matchless. Year in and year out, I stand amazed at their ability to integrate their lives as scholars and educators, and I am convinced that this is what makes Florida Southern such a special place to learn and grow. As teacher scholars, they understand that each of you will travel a path all your own. They will, of course, share their knowledge with you and help you develop the skills that you need for success in your chosen field. Still, over the next 4 years, they recognize that the most important thing that they can do for you is help you take charge of your education. They know that the truly successful students are those who learn how to define for themselves what they want to accomplish here and later in life. They know that this is the first step towards living a more fulfilling life, a life with purpose and personal agency. All in all, they know that when you take control of your own education, you also begin to take ownership of your future. And it is because they understand all of this so well that they are the best guides that I can think of for a journey this momentous. Each year, the Florida Southern student body raises up one of these exceptional teacher scholars for even greater recognition as the Omicron Delta Kappa Teacher of the Year. It is a tradition that each year the ODK Teacher of the Year address the student body at this convocation. This year's ODK Teacher of the Year is Dr. Jennifer Moffitt. Dr. Moffitt is an assistant professor of English and lead mentor to students pursuing nationally competitive awards and scholarships like the Fulbright and Goldwater. She received her BA in English from Appalachian State University in 2000, her master's degree in literature from Humboldt State University in 2003, and her doctoral degree in literature from Florida State University in 2014. Dr. Moffitt's passion for teaching and ability to reach students was evident in the first year that she joined the college. Among many glowing student evaluations from that first year, one student had this to say, quote, "Dr. Moffitt is a very bright person. She challenged me to speak and think critically and clearly. And while I never thought it could happen, she inspired me to love literature and reading," end quote. Her dean has been just as impressed with her ability to engage students. She told me that, quote, "Dr. Moffitt is an exceptional educator who is committed to her students and excellence in the classroom. Her students learn by doing and doing things well. She cultivates critical thinking and writing through innovative and creative projects that allow her students to find their own voices," end quote. Dr. Moffitt has the rare ability to make complicated concepts and skills accessible to students. There is little doubt that this stems from her understanding and mastery of her discipline, as the first student I quoted suggests. but is something more than that. She has an uncanny ability to empower students to make that knowledge and those skills their own. Another of her students, I think, summed it up well. Note how the comments turned from singing Dr. Moffat's praises to a first-person recognition of the learning that took place. The student says, quote, "Dr. Moffat is an amazing professor. She challenges her students to think creatively and to really consider their beliefs. My writing and critical reading skills improved tremendously," end quote. Please join me in welcoming to the podium a committed and passionate teacher, Dr. Jennifer Moffat, Omicron Delta Kappa Teacher of the Year.
Thank you for that generous introduction, and thank you, Student Chapter of Omicron Kappa Delta, for this tremendous recognition. I must admit that when the provost called to share with me the news of this award, my emotions were mixed. I was surprised, I was honored, and I was embarrassed, wondering, as I should, if it was really deserved. But after a breath, my doubts made way for feelings of gratitude and delight. And then I remembered the speech. As you now know, the ODK Teacher of the Year is tasked with writing a speech to welcome new students to Florida Southern College, a speech intended to offer advice on the college experience, a speech to inspire and to guide you. I received the call about the award on the 9th of June, and I was spinning. It had been 5 months since the world had grown quiet in the wake of COVID-19, and already over 408,000 lives had been lost to the virus. It had been 4 months since the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, 3 months since the killing of Breonna Taylor, and 2 weeks since the killing of George Floyd. It was the day a river in Pennsylvania ran red with the blood of Dominique Remy Fells, and it was the day that Raya Milton was shot in a township called Liberty. What could I possibly say to you, I thought, when I myself am so deeply struggling with who I am, who I want to be, and how to move forward? And so, confused, despairing, I did what I always do when I'm lost and in need of direction. Strength or joy, I turned to writers. Thankfully, later that month, Professor Eddie Glaude Jr. of Princeton University published a new book about the great James Baldwin, a 20th century American writer who has had a profound impact on my sense of self by challenging me to think critically about my whiteness and to question my innocence. If you're unfamiliar with the name James Baldwin, or more importantly, if you're unfamiliar with the writings of James Baldwin, I'm giving you your first homework assignment as a college student. The title of the book is Begin Again, and in the penultimate chapter, we discover why. Not everything is lost, wrote Baldwin in his last novel. Responsibility cannot be lost. It can only be abdicated. If one refuses abdication, one begins again. Professor Glaude then proceeds to unpack these 3 short but powerful lines, explaining that Baldwin is pleading with us to, and I quote, "Re-examine the fundamental values and commitments that shape our self-understanding, and to look back to those beginnings, not to reaffirm our greatness or to double down on the myths that secure our innocence, but to see where we went wrong and how we might reimagine or recreate ourselves in light of who we initially set out to be." End quote. Education epitomizes beginning again. The decision to study, to reflect, and to grow. And I don't mean simply the decision to attend college. I mean the daily, hourly, moment-by-moment decisions we make to show up and to open up our minds and our hearts to new ideas, to new texts, and to different perspectives, is a decision to begin again the process of recreating ourselves and our world. So, amidst all the pain and desperation of our moment, and it isn't new pain, is it? It's old pain, deep pain. I see hope, and that hope manifests when I see folks come together across borders to insist that Black Lives Matter and to stand up to racism, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, ableism, and sexism. I also see hope on the campus of Florida Southern College. I see it in the Black Student Union, in the Asian Pacific Islander Student Association, in Allies, and in the Women's Advocacy Club. I see it in the Simmons Multicultural Center, in the Polk Museum of Art, and in the books waiting to be discovered in Rue Library. I see it in classes on literature and communication and religion and philosophy and music and dance and chemistry and nursing. I see it in my students and fellow faculty members who have given me grace and who are willing to take my hand and help me to be better. I see it when the sun sets over Lake Hollingsworth, knowing it will rise again, and I see it in you. In an often quoted interview with Pam Houston for O Magazine in 2003, the late Toni Morrison, the most important writer of my lifetime, and yes, if you're unfamiliar with the writings of Toni Morrison, you now have a second homework assignment. Morrison shared the advice she regularly gave to her students, advice I'll now share with you. I tell my students, she said, when you get these jobs you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job, if you are free, is that you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. It's not going to be an easy year, but the years of growth, meaningful, lasting growth, are never easy. What I can promise you is that we're here for you. We're here with you. We believe that education is liberatory. We believe that art is liberatory. And we believe, as Morrison believed, that our real job is to empower you and to lift you up. Welcome, Florida Southern College class of 2024. It's time for us to begin again.
Welcome, new students. You are about to become a part of a community of honor and integrity, characterized by what we call the cornerstone. The tenets of the cornerstone will be displayed on the screen. With those tenets in mind, we ask you to please partake in the long tradition of the Faculty-Student Covenant, whereby you and the faculty recognize the obligations and responsibilities of being a member of this community.
Today, you enter into the community of scholarship and tradition that is Florida Southern College, a community that has existed since 1883. Today, you join the ranks of thousands who have walked these grounds before you, thousands who, like you, have come to seek personal growth and knowledge. We, the faculty, extend an earnest welcome to you, inviting you to join us in our mutual pursuit of the highest truth within our disciplines, a pursuit that leads to a quest for the highest truth of all. Such a task is not to be entered into lightly, but with mature conviction of mind, body, and spirit, for you will be challenged in ways and degrees you may not have experienced previously. As you join our community of scholarship and tradition, please stand and accept the charge. We, the faculty, charge you to pursue intellectual and academic excellence with passion and zeal, to maintain the highest moral and ethical standards, affirming such virtues as truthfulness, honesty, and personal integrity, to contribute to the growth of humanity by respecting the dignity and worth of all God's people, to accept as maturing, growing scholars and individuals that you are the one most responsible for your own education.
Students, please join me in the response displayed on the screen. As a member of the Florida Southern College community, I accept my responsibility to the continued life and vitality of this community. I will do all within my power to uphold both Florida Southern's academic traditions and civic reputation. I accept my responsibility for my own growth as a person. I acknowledge that I'm the one most responsible for my own education.
We, the faculty, committed to the mission and goals of Florida Southern College, welcome you into our community of scholarship and tradition. We will support you in your years of academic and intellectual growth and help you become college graduates. Moreover, we will do our best to inspire you to become responsible, mature, independent contributors within Florida Southern and the greater community.
Beginning today, you will follow the path of our visionary founders and more than 40,000 alumni who are the legacy of Florida Southern. There is no doubt that your journey begins in a unique way, as this pandemic challenges all of us to solve a variety of unscripted problems. Still, it is worth remembering that many of those who went before us faced challenges that were novel to them. This college has persevered through 2 world wars, the 1918 flu pandemic, a series of devastating fires in its beginnings, and a host of other challenges that have presented themselves over the past 137 years. We have been and continue to be a tenacious community that has not only persevered, but grown stronger with every challenge that it overcomes. We will do so again. And now it is your turn to help blaze a path for others to follow, to learn all that you can, and to go out like all of those before you to make a positive and consequential impact on your world. That is what the Mock Spirit is all about. We welcome you to the greatest small college in America, and we look forward to seeing where your journey takes you.
And now as we begin this journey together, go forth and may God's peace that passes all understanding be with you today and forevermore. Amen.
Orange groves o'erspread her campus, chimes the hymns in tone. India greets across the garden Southern's mystic throne. Florida Southern, thee we love, thee will never fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail to Southern, hail. Stately walls alone can never compass learning's goal. Heart to heart must pass the token, soul in spirit soul. Florida Southern, thee we love, thee will never fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail to Southern, hail.